this is the end of our Pokemon Generation 1 adventure.
Yep.
It's
And
certainly
I guess
memorable, but it's a rough history lesson.
I
Yeah.
guess we'll give our true final thoughts now, since we've been on the script for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I may as well go first since I
Yes, since you're the one who played it, yes.
Yeah, you're the one who played it.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah, it was a very fun game back in the day, and, well, because it was the first of its kind, it's, well, very memorable for what it was. For how it was. Going back on it after playing the later games, though, oh, it does not age well at all.
Nope.
Because so many of the mechanics that were supposed to work didn't work the way they were meant to. And other than that, it just had a lot of rough edges. I mean, the core of the journey is fun. Like, the region itself is simple and fun to walk around in. The Pokemon are mostly memorable. And, well, the mechanics, as broken as they are, like, half of the ones still work properly as intended. And the game was very limited based off of, the Game Boy. So, it can be forgiven for a lot of things. Still, people that treasure this game, it's kind of hard to recommend going back to it. Because the later games do what this one does so much better. In regards to, like, the base games, it's definitely towards the bottom. But if you want to see where it started, you're better off playing the remake.
Yeah.
But
maybe one day one of us will probably touch the remake.
Yeah, I've only played one remake, and unfortunately it's for the Gen 3 remake, which is still good, but then again, the original Gen 1 game sucked. A Gen 3 game.
Yeah.
I would still recommend it over Gen 3, though. Because at least it's not boring at the very least. It's just, you gotta understand what works and what doesn't in Gen 1.
Yeah.
But if you can figure
Gen
it out,
3.
it is still a fun game. But, yeah, at least it's not boring.
Gen 3 is another discussion that we can have all together when one of us eventually goes to that. At this point, from the way that it's been going on with some of the recent conversations, it sounds like it's going to be me, and I'll be down for it just because it's been a while since I've seen Gen 3, but I remember...
Yeah, and I think you said you would volunteer to do Emerald, if I remember. You said that correctly,
yeah,
right?
I'll volunteer to do Emerald. If I want to do Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but we'll wrestle with each other on that end as well.
Right,
I think if you want to do Gen 2, Joe, then you're welcome to step up to that plate.
Yeah.
I'll let you handle that.
He can probably do Platinum.
I'll do.
Yeah, I could definitely do Platinum.
Oh, if you want to step up for Platinum, then you're welcome to do that. I can do the remake for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Or if we want to wrestle with that, Matt, that you want to be the one to do it, just so that you can see for yourself why we love Heart Gold and Soul Silver so much, and you can enlighten by it, then by all means you can do it.
I was thinking of just doing the standard Gen 2, just to show like where the base game, like how.
Well,
good...
I would say the remakes we save once we've already done like the actual generations like region that the remakes were from. So
like Platinum before Heart Gold Soul Silver, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind skipping Ruby though if we wanted to go just straight to Emerald because.
Yeah, I'll make a benefit. I'll make a ruling for that one because honestly, Emerald is just same with Platinum for that matter because both of those games are just like better versions of what the original game was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crystal's the same way, but Gold and Silver are still fine on their own at least. But Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond and Pearl, they are rough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to also, I want to step up to the plate as well and give me a chance to do Black 2 and White 2 as well because the first time I did it was kind of the rough time where I was kind of burned out in Pokemon and the big thing happened and Gen 5 just wasn't really doing it for me. I want to give that game a second chance.
I could still do standard Black and White just to get that out of the way.
Yeah. I'll do the one for Black 2 and White 2 because I want to give that game a legitimate second chance.
It's definitely better than the first Black and White game. I can vouch for that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go next, Kingslayer, or should I go next?
You go next because you have more history with this than I do.
Right.
Okay. All right. I might as well stretch out a little bit for this one because this one's going to be a long one.
Here we go.
Okay. So my history with this game, with this generation, obviously as far back as when it first released internationally, because I know my brother had both blue and red while I got yellow. And basically, he and I were trading back and forth between them. And from Gen 2 onwards, I was the only one in the family that actually got the Pokemon generation games. So essentially, I had to basically buy all the versions myself and trade with my own handheld system with whatever it was with my brother's handheld system.
Right.
The sad solo story of a man with only one who never had many friends in school that would ever admit that they actually like Pokemon and would actually trade with each other for it.
Well, I mean, at the time when Generation 1 and by extension Generation 2 to a point, when those got released, I was still living in Philly, so I had friends who did play the games at the time.
Right, right.
But then, but of course the downfall obviously was no one had a working link cable.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the big kicker right there. No link cable, no go.
Yeah, so basically the only working link cable was my brother's, so that's why I had to do it through his stuff.
Mm.
And of course, like I said, I loved Generation 1 back in the day, but I cannot defend a lot of the stuff that, like I said very early on, a lot of the glitches here, yes, it just feels like that this was held together with some band-aids, scotch tape, piece of string, and prayer.
Yep.
Because
mostly prayer.
if you know a lot of the strategies ahead of time, it's very easy to break this game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you know how to abuse the programming, as evidenced by Twitch Plays Pokemon.
Toxic Leech Seed, for example, or having a poison Pokemon out for a Pokemon that knows Barrier and no other Psychic move.
Or speed. Lots and lots of speed.
Yes, and be very fast and have those high crit moves.
Exactly. But it's definitely, I would never recommend people ever going back to the original Gen 1 games. If you're curious, obviously Yellow is the more definitive game to play.
Yes.
But I would ever say if you're very curious, definitely to see how the Pokemon games have started, it's definitely good to go back just for curiosity's sake. I would never recommend this as something to actually sit down and play for yourself, just for the fun of it.
That's why we have the remakes.
Yeah, remakes. If you ever want to choose between which one do you want to play in terms of the regular remake, go remake all the way.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely, like I said, definitely because of how broken a lot of the mechanics are, and half of them don't even work as they intended until the next generation, obviously.
Yeah.
This is only for those very curious on how the whole thing started. Otherwise, I would not recommend going back to this.
Then again, technically, how it really all started, we have to go to the Japanese Red and Green.
Well, I mean, I'm talking internationally.
Yeah, I know.
Because obviously, Japanese. I don't think any of us here have a Japanese copy of either Red or Green.
No.
Doubtful.
Well, it's basically this
or
game,
even the Japanese Blue version.
Then again, the Japanese Red and Green are basically this, but rougher. So
yes,
they got a third version, which is basically two versions of which we got. So it's fair enough of a comparison.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's a good start. The rival is definitely up there. It is definitely a memorable part.
Yeah.
The Pokemon are still classics to this day.
Electrode.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, with a lot of it, obviously some overpowered mechanics, with the trap moves and all this other stuff, psychics being thoroughly broken.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that just don't work half the time the way they're originally intended due to programming errors.
Ghost.
Yeah, or Recover not working if you're at half health or less, if you're using it for some freaking reason.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a weird quirk with Recover specifically. I don't remember if it's half or less or if you have at least half or more health.
Half or more, I think, is the one, I think.
Which is, it like I said, it's a weird quirk. And counter only working for normal and fighting moves specifically in this gen.
That's weird.
Yeah. So even if you use a status move, it's hey, it's a normal or fighting type of move, so counter.
What the fuck?
Will it do any damage, though? Because doesn't it double the amount of damage that it takes?
Yeah. And like I said, it only worked on normal and fighting moves initially.
Gonna do a whole 0 damage to you.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah. like I said, just like I cannot defend a lot of the odd quirks about this, but it's definitely good for like a history lesson to see how the Pokemon phenomena started.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's it for my thoughts.
So, Koshi, you got any thoughts on what you've seen or heard of the game and things you've looked up, like awful Pokemon strategies from the champion?
So, in terms of the classic Pokemon games, I didn't really get really hard into Pokemon until Gen 3 and especially Gen 4. I do know Gen 2, and that's where my favorite, and I played Gen 2 enough to know a lot of the Pokemon there. So, Gen 2 is where a lot more of my memories of Pokemon kind of flourished a little bit more. Because in the first generation, I really don't remember much of what happens in this game because I never really owned a copy of the game on the game. I think of it was I played on the yellow version first, so I didn't
Yeah,
really know.
I still have my yellow cartridge.
Nice.
Yeah, but I was playing that, and I was just the stupidest kid in the world. So when I was playing it, I was just using Pikachu, made it to Brock, used Thunder Shock, didn't work, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to do? And I just stopped and never bothered picking it up ever again afterwards. And now my Game Boy Colors are gone, my yellow cartridge is gone because stuff disappeared. We probably
Right.
gave it away or something happened
Mhm.
to it. Me being stupid and getting in a violent rage and accidentally breaking my game because I'm an idiot.
Right.
That happened to me with a Sapphire at one point when I broke my original Game Boy Advance. We'll get to that when
In
we
all
get to them,
fairness, it is Sapphire.
Yeah. But I don't have that much of a solid opinion in terms of what I can say for the classic games, except for just objective stuff. And in terms of the objective stuff, Pokemon at the time, this was one of the biggest things that happened. There's a reason why a lot of people memorize and are pretty much praising the first generation as probably like some of the best because there's a point where first generation was the one that most people usually grew up with, and they kind of just extended a little bit further in the second generation, and then it started kind of falling out there in terms of some people saying as, oh, it's just like a kids game sort of thing, and it's just kind of like something that not many people universally would like, except if you're like a little kid or something. But it's not inherently a bad game. It's about as bare bones of an RPG as you can get in terms of like RPG mechanics. It's like here you got two different types, one's weak to the other, one's strong to the other. Pick it up, put it together if you can. Unlike me when I was playing yellow, but that's besides the point. But yeah, in terms of the way that the original games are, they're fun in their own right, but they have aged like milk, spoiled rotten, and ruining my meal. Because there's a lot of things you can do to break the game. There's a lot of glitches that you can exploit. The Singno, the Mew under a truck that someone forgot apparently. But and some of the Pokemon, like overall, some are cool, some are not. You can definitely see a lot of experimentation going on here because this was the first one of its kind. So there's a lot going on, and a lot you can praise from that angle. Although it's more noticeable when we get to the later generations how the code with Game Freak just starts to become a little bit unwieldy. But we'll get to that more when we get to the later generations. For this generation, though, especially with this game, it's very hard to recommend specifically for this game in particular because it's just more of a hit. It's more one of those games that you play for the history lesson more than anything else. And this was the beginning of a big phenomenon. And in terms of what my personal recommendation is, it's like this generation is great. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great things that this game has done for better and for worse in some cases. And more of my exposure comes more so with the remake because I did grow up more, especially with the Gen 3 stuff. I never did get the original Fire Red or Leaf Green because I think at the time I still had my Game Boy Color, and I guess I never had the opportunity to really go out of the house and get the game for myself. But there's a lot of things about this game that, like I said, for better or for worse, it's kind of like the moral of the story here with Pokemon, especially with the original games. It's kind of hard to really say for sure because Gen 1 is not a generation that I'm super well versed in as you probably would think out of me. Because I haven't really fully played it through myself. I only ever seen it. Never actually went through the game fully myself.
Well, I went through it again twice, and I hated it.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, if we're going
God.
by classic standards, then yeah, it's very difficult to go back. If I were ever to do this game, then maybe I need to like go through the remake and see it from that angle.
Right.
Maybe I should be the one to do Fire Red and Leaf Green in that sense, since I don't really have a solid opinion for Gen 1.
I mean,
Hmm.
again, that's the better take on Gen 1.
Yes, it is.
It was
Yeah.
easily the best game of Gen 3.
I mean, it's not really hard to beat
I
Gen
was gonna
3.
say Emerald would like to have a word with you.
Yeah, but the Emerald will
Uh,
step up to the plate,
it
but
is still the
Emerald still
region of
has
Gen 3, though.
it's still Gen 3's region, but we'll get to that when we get to Gen 3. But
I'd still give the
there's
edge to
a,
Fire Red and Leaf Green, but, well, we can have different opinions. Fair
yeah, I
enough.
mean,
Yeah.
how dare we have different opinions?
Opinions,
What do you
look at
think you
that.
are? Individual? Think you have free will? Have opinions of your own? But yeah, the idea that there's two separate games that have two unique Pokemon between each region is kind of interesting. The idea that it's supposed to bring people together, for better or for
Mhm.
worse, like I said. But a lot of it is cool, and there's a lot of merits I can say for Gen 1 as a whole. Going back to it, I would not recommend it. Just go for Fire Red and Leaf Green if you ever want to see the first generation ever again. There's a bunch of different ROMs out there, a lot of different things that they do with the Pokemon games to make it more interesting than just the standard game if you want to go that far. But for the base game, if for a first time, it's all right. There's some stupid things, such as seeing an Executor not have a full moveset, but extending from that angle, maybe if I can play Fire Red and Leaf Green myself, I can have a little bit more of a firm opinion on that. Blue as a rival is probably one of the better ones, yeah, for sure. Not many of the rivals later on. Gen 2 is just kind of a idiot who's just raging around all the time. 3 doesn't even have a full team. The 1 and 4 I like. I'll give 4s that much credit. 5, not really sure how to feel about 5. 6, yeah, 6 I'm not really sure. 6 was okay. 5 and 6 were okay, but nothing spectacular. They were just more of a group of friends than anything else.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
bug me personally, but hey, what are you gonna do? 7 and 8, I have no opinion because I never really play those games.
Fair
I
enough.
have them, just haven't played them. So, well, I'll get back to you on that at some point. I'm doing
Yes.
Gunvolt right now, so that might take a while.
Fair enough.
So yeah, if
Yeah,
I can
I mean-
play, if I can play the
Yeah,
game
go start.
myself,
Go ahead.
yeah, if I can play the game for myself, I'll definitely be able to have a firm opinion of what I can say for right now.
Right.
So I'll just leave it up in the air for right now, but I can respect Jumbo for what it is,
Mhm.
for better or worse.
Yep.
Yeah, going back to the rivals, like I said, I think Blue is definitely in my top like 3, probably my second favorite of the rivals. My favorite rival we'll get to next generation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's my favorite rival, too. Because he's, like, the only one that gets, like, actual character development.
Yes.
And he's still an asshole. Which I feel like a rival should be a bit.
Yeah.
Like, they shouldn't just be a guy who's buddy-buddy with you. They should be somebody who you feel who's a little antagonistic towards you. He's like,
Yes.
He's like, you think you're a good trainer? Get the fuck out of my way. I'll show you how strong I am. I prefer that over, hey, we're growing together. Let's see how good we are along the way. Ugh.
It's kind of hard to see that with a Pokemon because I hear that sort of thing, and it's kind of like, here, I'm going to act like an asshole, then hide behind Pokemon. It just makes you seem more spineless than you are. I mean, it's just me, though.
Yeah, but again, Gen 2's rival, it's executed well. He gets character development. He
We can get to
learns.
that. Yeah. 2's is the only one that actually does get actual character
Yeah,
development.
he
Doesn't get a
learns
lot
and
of it
grows
anyway.
from it. And this gen, he's still an asshole, but it's fitting for his character. He's always looking down on you, and he gets his comeuppance when you beat him as the champion.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the other rivals. To be fair, it's like what else do you do with the rivals at that point?
Yeah, they really just go on their own journey as well, fight you along the way, but I don't know. I don't like how overly friendly it is. It's like
Yeah.
there's rarely any competition between it.
That's kind of the nature of Pokemon as a whole. To be fair, in the games, it's just kind of supposed to be like a kid-friendly game.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot more. It hasn't. Yeah, it's gotten a lot less, I guess. Do I want to say hateful? The characters aren't as
Dark?
mean. Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, like to be fair, it's like the rivals can still be the way that they are for better or for worse.
I mean-
It's just a matter of execution at that point.
the last
It's
game.
more so, the antagonist groups that are kind of suffer from it
Yeah.
for
Then
better or
again,
for worse.
we did have darker Pokemon games in regards to tone. Those were Gen 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can get more into that when we actually get to those later gens anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't
But
forget,
at this point,
the sequel to Gen 5 had a stabbing that was removed in the freaking localized versions. Or an attempted stabbing, sorry. But still, like, that's fucked. That's like the most violent any of the games have ever been, where somebody actually tried to stab you. I won't get over that. It's fucked up. But it helps set up the villain, so you know.
yeah. But that's just, I guess that's my thoughts on Gen 1 as a whole for now. Maybe I'll be the one to come back and deal with the Gen 1 remake so I can have a firmer opinion after it's all said and done.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
we'll
cool.
leave it up in the air for now.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
All right, so we've been talking for a long time. We should probably end this.
Yeah.
So, whatever project we're doing next, who knows? But, well, who knows? Maybe this whole freaking isolation bullshit could end. Maybe.
Who knows?
Here's to hope.
Yeah, here's to hope. That's all we can get. Oh, yeah, and also recently, Coda, you have another reason to throw out your Wii U now.
Yep. That got announced.
Yep, I hope people enjoy Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yeah. Like, you know what? You know what's the funny thing on top of that? They got rid of Pikmin 3.
What?
They got rid of Pikmin 3 on the Wii U.
They got rid of the,
The original Pikmin 3 on the Wii U. Completely.
oh, jeez, the micro keeps...
The same day that Deluxe got announced.
Oh, right, I know what he's saying. Okay, yeah. On the Wii U eShop listing, you can't buy it digitally now.
Yup.
Yep. Freaking, they did the same thing to Country Tropical Freeze. So,
Yep.
it's
They
a
just completely snapped that out of existence.
slap in the face to Wii U owners, but if you never had a Wii U, good for you!
One.
That makes me think, like, what game is left on the Wii U that isn't ported to the Switch?
Zelda
see,
remakes,
there's-
3D World, and Xenoblade Chronicles X are the only ones that really come to my mind.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X is the only one, as far as I can tell, that actually has any note.
Yep, but Mario 3D World and the Zelda remakes are the only other ones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for the 3D world to show up on
I
the Switch so we can throw
swear-
it.
I swear to God, if that happens, I will throw the Wii U out the goddamn window.
I mean, there are,
You show a video of that?
there are the rumors of the Mario 3D All-Stars thing going around. If they had...
That would be interesting.
That would be amazing if they had remastered versions of Mario 64, Sunshine, the Galaxy games, and 3D World all together. Oh.
And they all run like ass. No, they run like 60 frames per second.
Knowing
The game
Nintendo's
is not-
optimization, they would make it run right. Imagine
Yeah.
Mario 64 through their touch running 60 frames per second. Oh my god. Having
Mhm.
all
That means I
those
can't play the game now. Damn it.
having all those 3D Mario games together would be the absolute best deal in gaming.
Right.
And if they were
Or-
remastered, so Mario 64 was smooth, Mario Sunshine, well, you can't fix that.
They have to fix the freaking coins to. Yeah, they have to like remake that so that the coins actually, are good.
Right.
Yeah, well, the whole system around it is already flawed, so you can't really
And then the
improve
Galaxy
it.
1-2 combo.
Yep. Oh, if that was real, I would be so happy.
That
But
would be paradise.
here's to the future, and for hope, because people are disappointed in Nintendo because they're not releasing anything.
Oh,
Well,
Star Fox Zero is still a Wii U exclusive.
yeah, apparently there's been no discussion for that, though. I forgot about that, but
Yeah.
apparently Platinum hasn't
Because-
been talked to about that.
Nobody likes Star Fox. Yeah.
Then again, the way Star Fox Zero works, I can see why it'd have trouble being ported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I have an entire list. Like, you can literally just see in just one scrolling of the page here of literally all. There's only 36 left that are Wii U exclusives.
I wonder if those are counting third parties, because Nintendo
Some are
related...
third parties. Let's see. In terms of, I guess, the first party ones that we can think of offhand. Dr. Luigi.
That's a thing.
Oh yeah, that was a WiiWare game, I think.
Yeah, Wii U digital only. Yeah, Game and Wario.
Yep, that's Wii U exclusive, and because of the way that works, that would be hard to replicate.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
That requires
seems about
touchscreen,
right.
so they can only do that
Yeah.
handheld if they wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, the Zelda HD remakes.
Yep, both of them. They
Mario
should
Sonic at the 2014 Olympic Winter Games.
third party, so I don't really count
Yeah,
it.
that's the
Mario Party 10.
Yep, that I also
I don't think
count.
anyone's gonna miss that. To be fair.
Mario Tennis Ultra Smash.
Well, they had Tennis Aces, which is basically better Tennis Ultra Smash. Tennis Ultra Smash sucked.
Nintendo Land.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
Nintendo Land. That was
That's
another good
basically
one.
the glorified knee plaza thing. Hey guys, just out of curiosity, do you think we should just end this part right now and just get on with it?
Yeah.
Talk to ourselves before it lingers too long.
Yeah, that's true.
I could just split this up into two. Just have the whole finale part be 1 hour discussion afterwards be another part.
That's true.
That's a good point. We can do that, yeah.
A little
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, Paper Mario Color Splash.
That one will be hard because of the way that game works.
And it's Color Splash. I don't think anyone's rushing out of their way to go get that.
Origami
game.
King is definitely the best game since, to me, Thousand Year Door, but
I haven't played Origami King yet.
I
I
really
am
liked
looking
it.
forward to playing it though.
The ending
I am
disappointed me,
looking
but I
forward
really liked it.
Yeah, Super Mario 3D World.
That one should
how
hit.
can we forget the best Wii U exclusive game, Sonic Boom?
Oh, the best.
How about
Big
Devil's
Momo, right?
How about Devil's Third?
I mean, Devil's Third?
Devil's Third is not listed here.
Oh, people
Yeah,
probably don't
because
care
it
about that
showed up
game.
on another console, if I'm correct.
Oh, maybe it
Yeah,
did.
it is.
I just
It
remember.
did, yeah.
Oh, I remember that game was
Uh,
such shit.
Yeah, that game
Split-
was bad.
there's also Splatoon 1.
Yeah, but Splatoon 2
But
kind of
2
takes over for
exists,
that.
so not really
Star
relevant.
Fox Guard and Star Fox Zero.
Well, Guard was the side thing, and yeah, Star Fox Zero, like I said, because the way that game works, that would be hard.
Yep.
We Fit You, We Party You.
Well, they have Ring Fit, so they don't really need to care about those ones. And We Party You, again, Mario Party.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than Mario Party 10 and 9. I mean, what?
That's not a very high bar to pass, to be fair.
That's true.
I haven't played them. I don't hate
I haven't played them
9,
either.
though. I like
So
the
I'll-
minigames in 9, but the board structure, I can admit, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
In terms of like
First
notable ones, Xenoblade Chronicles X,
Yep.
and yeah, everything else is just
Some third
like a
party
little
stuff.
bit either third party or complete garbage stuff that I don't even want to bother naming.
Oh, right. Okay. Makes sense to me. But you mentioned Sonic Boom!
Sonic, what?
The best game
Thank you for dying.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we talked about everything we want to talk about. So, yeah.
Yes.
This generation sucks. Play the remake, or play another generation, preferably.
Right,
Yes.
generation, I
Is
just
all we gotta
realized.
say. So, yep, we'll come up with another game in the future. So, stay tuned for that.
Yep.
Yay!
Woo!